Good evening. This is Paul Lennon with tape number 44 of his autobiography, and before, during, and after the Legion of Christ. And hey, this is my autobiography is a naive and sentimental Dubliner in the Legion of Christ. And I'd like to give a shout out to Ireland, to my Irish friends. Hey guys, have a good read of this. Listen to me, what I'm saying here. This is about an Irish guy. He's about as Irish as they get. I haven't lost my accent. It's not as bad as it used to be. Anyway, we're still in chapter 13 of my Naïve and Sentimental Dubliner, and probably section 8 or something like that in the chapter. This has been a long chapter, so if I'm bored, I can imagine how you might be. But let's get through this, because I have a song at the end. I'm going to sing Bob Dylan for you at the end of this little episode. Anyway, in cases like this, it behooves the exiting religious to read the corresponding canon laws carefully and take counsel. So Father Maciel has been quoting me canon laws left, right, and center, and telling me I have to write my formal letter seeking my absence or indult, or whatever it's called, from the Legion of Christ. And we can go back and forth with this, arguing about this the whole night long, and it's just kind of, tug of war. Anyway, the canons were not saying exactly what Father Maciel wanted them to mean. You're kind of pressuring me with this quotation of citing canon law, Catholic canon law. He was not telling me anything I already did not know. If Father Maciel was considering me a religious absenting himself from the house, according to Canon 665, Part 1, neither he nor the Legion ever applied Part 2 of the canon to me. You can quote that part. It says, members who unlawfully absent themselves from a religious house with the intention of withdrawing from the authority of superiors are to be carefully sought out and helped to return and to persevere in their vocation. So neither Father Maciel nor the Legion of Christ sought me out. Maybe they knew I was angry, maybe they knew I was pissed off, but anyway, did not do that. And I go on and on here, and I'm skipping through this because I want to sing my song. Basically, what I had done was request an indult from my superior, Father Maciel, to absent myself from the religious house while I sought a friendly bishop. This is a very grey area in canon law. On the one hand, the law appears to favour the superior and the institute over the individual. On the other hand, once a religious finds a friendly bishop, he is safe from strong arming by his religious superior, because he is in a certain sense under the protection of the bishop. Maciel kept insisting I tell him into what diocese I wanted to incarnate, and that I should incarnate. He probably knew the Legion had a house in Potomac, Maryland, half an hour away, that I was already living in good grace at a rectory in the Diocese of Washington. Actual incarnation was beyond the requirements of canon law at that particular time, and none of his business. Canon 693, which I'm reading, if the member is a cleric, that means he's a priest, the indult is not granted until he has found a bishop who will incarnate him in his diocese, or at least receive him there on probation. And that was me. Father Maciel claims he did not consider my letters of request formal enough to constitute a petition of indult, but I had left my religious house and I was already on probation with a friendly bishop. According to canon law, the Legion should have sent me the indult. This trust and parry may have helped Father Maciel delay informing the competent authority and requesting the indult from the Vatican's Congregation for Religious. In other words, he avoided telling the Vatican that one of his religious, an ordained priest, had left. In order to avoid revealing to the Vatican authorities the number of religious and priests leaving the order, the Legion has historically and systematically and purposely being negligent in informing the congregation for religious about those who leave and in requesting the necessary indults. So let me quote some examples. Just go straight for it. Examples of this are Jose Antonio Perez Olvera, one of Maciel's victims, who, thanks be to God, is still living to this day and waiting to be compensated by the Legion of Christ for his abuse and for all the suffering he's put up with. Still waiting for that. As I say on the website of regainnetwork.org, the Legion has given him a little Easter egg of $5,000, which is paltry, and that way they can tell the members that they're taking care of the victims, and that is not the settlement that the victims are looking for. Don't let me go on. Anyway, in May 2005, when Maciel survivor Jose Antonio Perez Olvera made his deposition to Vatican prosecutor Monsignor Charles Cicluna in Mexico City, after breaking down with the words, "I am here, Monsignor, to denounce Father Marcial Maciel, who destroyed my life." He told Monsignor Cicluna that after more than 40 years outside the Legion, he had never been notified of his release from religious vows. Soon after Monsignor Cicluna returned to Rome, Jose Antonio proudly told us that he received the appropriate notification. I'm assuming that Monsignor Cicluna ratified Jose Antonio's canonical status directly with the Congregation for Religious without bothering with the Legion. That's my reading. The same canonical irregularity is also true in the case of Neftali Sanchez Tinoco, my Father Neftali of Bondrao's house fame, who left the Legion about 40 or 50 years ago and is presently a priest in the Diocese of Morelia, Michoacan. Hasn't received his indult. He is still officially a legionary of Christ. Often these decades-long irregularities are covered up with Father X is on loan to the Diocese of Y. But the bottom line is expediency. Why go to the trouble for religious who are no longer of any use to the Legion? Let the dead bury their dead. The Legion also frequently guides its departing priests away from some dioceses unfriendly to the Legion and towards other friendlier dioceses. In my generations, 4 of us chose the Diocese of Washington of our own volition or by happenstance. I chose it simply because I was unaware or scared of other options, and I knew at least one legionary, ex-legionary priest who was there. The Archbishop was scandalized by how we had been treated in the Legion and did not request information from our order. Contemporaries of mine, Father John McCormick, after a period of discernment, chose the Diocese of Orlando, Florida. Father Rodolfo Preciado went to the Diocese of Orange, California. Father Jack Sherlock is in the Diocese of Wichita, Kansas. And all faithfully serving the Lord. I had purposely delayed my incardination. Besides, I had 5 years to do so. I could stay on a friendly basis for 5 years before seeking incardination, but Father Maciel wanted to push me onto the Diocese of Washington, no matter my state of mind and the state of my vocation, to get me out of the way and not have to ask. And if I failed to persevere, he didn't have the trouble of informing the Vatican. What a heap of dung. Note the Legion's support for exiting members. Father Maciel had just given me this flowery thing. I would love to have, all in the subjunctive, I would love to help you. I would love to help you in a more substantial way. I remember my disappointment and anger on calculating the amount of Father Maciel's offer. Maybe it was not a good time for a legionary to leave the Legion. The Mexico City earthquake had precipitated a headline fall of the Mexican peso's value for $4.50 to the dollar in 1985 to $9.22 in 1986. So he's offering 100,000 pesos. So realizing that there's 922 pesos to the dollar. I calculated I would have been receiving $109.20 a month. Renting an apartment was about $500. The Archdiocese of Washington was paying me as a priest friend a regular monthly stipend of $600 on top of bed, board, and car. Father Maciel was offering me $100 to make it on my own. I get so angry with this. And I remember Hamlet and the king's words in Hamlet. Words, words, words. My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go. Promises without acts never to heaven go. Promises without following through. Talking the talk, but not walking the walk will not get you to heaven. And for that, I'm going to sing Bob Dylan's Nasty song. And it's very angry. It's a very angry song. But I would invite former legionaries, in case they haven't done that, to get the anger out of their system. Don't try to be nicey-nicey with people who are really evil. So as part of your therapy and recovery, I would like to invite you to get in touch with your anger and just get it out of the way. Excuse me. You got a lot of nerve. Hey, you are my friend. When I was down, you just stood there grinning. You got a lot of nerve to say you got a helping hand to lend. You just want to be on the side that's winning. Yeah. You say I let you down, you know it's just not like that. Those hurt, why then don't you show it? You say you lost your faith, but that's not where it's at. You had no faith to lose, and you know it. I know the reason why you felt you lied behind my back. I used to be among the crowd you're in with. You take me for such a fool. You think I'd make contact. The one who tries to hide what we don't know to begin with. You see me on the street, you always act surprised. You say, how are you? Good luck. But you don't mean it. Shit, excuse me. You know as well as me, you'd rather see me paralyzed. Why don't you just come out once and scream it? No, do not feel that good when I see the heartbreaks that you embrace. If I was a master thief, perhaps I'd rob them. Now I know you're dissatisfied with your position and your place. Don't you understand? It's not my problem. I wish but just one time you could stand inside my shoes. Just for that one moment I could be you. Yes, I wish that for just one time You could stand inside my shoes. You'd know what a drag it is to see you. Adios, Padre Maciel. I won't say what I'm thinking, but you know what I mean.